Today we're boarding the Celebrity Constellation in Tampa, Florida. But this cruise is a little different. My parents are joining us, and it's their very first cruise, so I get to show them the ropes. In this video, I'm bringing you along for Embarkation Day, from boarding the ship to settling into our Concierge Class balcony cabin. Here she is. We arrived at Tampa's Cruise Terminal 2 at about 9:37 in the morning. As we approached the entrance, a police officer directed us across the street to the parking garage. After parking, we walked our luggage back over to the terminal, handed it off to a porter, and headed inside to begin the check-in process. Once inside, we passed through security and made our way upstairs to this check-in hall here. Check-in was easy. We showed our boarding passes and passports and were then directed to the waiting area. And by the way, they did not ask about our assigned boarding time when we arrived. General seating is to the left, while those staying in suites, concierge class cabins, or elite loyalty members were instructed to sit to the right. Since we're in concierge class, that's where we waited. Even waiting to board felt so exciting. We passed the time by watching the safety briefing video on our phones. What time is it right now? Soon it was time for elite members, suite guests, and concierge class passengers to board.
Before you got on the boat?
Since we were concierge class, it was finally our turn.
Let's go over here.
Walking up the gangway and onto the ship is always one of those moments where the cruise suddenly feels very real.
Good morning. Good morning. You're on the ship.
With me, hon?
Yep. Should we just do it?
Let's just go get it.
Let's just do it.
Once on board, we headed straight to our muster station in the rendezvous lounge.
Gosh, I don't feel it moving yet.
Good thing. You'd have to be jumping up and down pretty hard.
This is a moment where I could see the experience through my parents' eyes. Something that feels routine to me felt a little overwhelming and unfamiliar to them at first.
Did we do any more?
Yes.
This is your muster station. In case of an actual emergency, you guys have to be present here. Whenever you hear general emergency alarm, which is 7 short, 1 long blast, you guys have to collect your life jacket and you have to be present here. If you're not in your...
But once the crew checked us in and explained the process, we were all set. With muster complete, it was now time to take our backpacks to our cabin. These are the elevators one of the sets. We'll meet you upstairs on 8.
We'll see you out there.
We sent my parents up to the 8th floor on the elevators, and we took the stairs as usual. Yep. Odd side is on the port side. Port, as you're facing the front of the ship,
That's the front.
front's that way. Port, starboard. If you get lost, the ship is orientated front. See, the ship is pointed. That's the front of the ship.
Yeah.
That means that's the forward.
Yes.
This is the aft. Back. Okay? We are about right here. Somewhere around in there, our cabin is. We're going to head this way and down that way. So if you, at every stairwell, they'll have these
Okay.
maps. 8173 and now 8175.
Okay.
Celebrity allows us to drop things off in our cabins even if the cabin isn't quite ready yet. It makes embarkation day a little easier since you don't have to carry everything around the ship. And then right outside your door,
Hello.
Good day.
yours is next. Now right outside the door, this is your key card. That's your paperwork, and then there's your key card. Everything's in there. Okay.
And we can go.
Yep.
If it's unlocked, go ahead and go in and just rest your stuff anywhere you want. Out of the way, because he'll probably still be cleaning. You put it on the bed. Yay. Ours is locked. After dropping off our backpacks, we still had some time before heading to the main dining room for lunch, so we headed up to deck 10 to check out the spa. While my husband accompanied my parents through the tour of the spa area and all it had to offer, I collected footage of the area for the ship tour. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked that out, I will leave that link here. After the spa tour, we continued exploring the ship before lunch and got some pretty awesome port views from up on the top deck. My parents seemed a little confused at times as we walked around, and I had to remind myself that this was all completely new to them. Not only was it their first cruise, but they hadn't spent time beforehand studying the ship the way I tend to do before every cruise. With our tour of the spa and the upper decks complete, it was time to head to the main dining room for lunch. Because we were staying in Concierge Class, we were able to enjoy a sit-down lunch in the main dining room, which is a nice way to start the cruise without fighting the buffet crowds. By the time we finished lunch, the cabins were ready, so we headed back to deck 8. Our cabin was 8175, with my parents just next door in 8173. Adjoining cabins located on the port side toward the aft of the ship. Before we unpacked and settled in, I was able to get some video footage of this cabin. When you enter the cabin, you will notice that everything is orientated to the left side of the cabin. My parents' cabin, 8173, everything is orientated to the right. Just inside the cabin door to the left is the bathroom. It is just a standard-sized cruise ship bathroom. Above and to the left of the vanity are 2 glass shelves, and there are cabinets under the vanity that provide some limited storage as well. You'll notice that there are no shower doors, only a curtain, but it is a nice-sized shower, and there is a retractable clothesline above. Across from the bathroom is the closet and storage area. To the left of the closet storage area is a cabinet that holds the television and houses the mini fridge. Continuing on that same wall is the door that connects our cabin with my parents' cabin, a full-length mirror, and a set of shelves. One thing to note about this door: security is the only one that can unlock that door at the beginning of your cruise. Stewards do not have that capability. It will be unlocked after Sailaway when security is less busy. In this cabin configuration, the door opens towards cabin 8173. Also, it is helpful to know that noise does carry between these two cabins, even if the door is closed. Next to the shelves is the vanity area. A lighted mirror, 2 European and 2 American outlets, and a chair. Great storage underneath. By the way, we always bring an adapter to utilize that European outlet. The bed is very comfortable, and suitcases fit under it for extra storage. There is a bedside table with a reading lamp and 2 drawers on each side of the bed. Next to the bed is a sofa with a table. Finally, we come to the balcony, and of course, this is the focal point of this room. I did not videotape it on Embarkation Day, but I did get some footage of it later in the cruise. It's a small but adequate balcony. The balcony dividers do not open to the neighbors' balconies. Great ocean views from this balcony. After unpacking and settling into our cabin, it was getting close to Sailaway, so we returned to the top decks. From up here, you can actually see the parking garage where we left our car, along with the entrance to the port where we first arrived. We found out that passengers can drop luggage directly in front of the terminal, but during peak arrival times, they sometimes redirect traffic to the parking garage instead. The garage is just across the street, so it really worked out fine. We really enjoyed watching my parents experience their very first Sailaway. We started up on deck 11, where we looked down over the side of the ship as the dock workers released the ropes, and then watched as the ship's thrusters slowly pushed us away from the dock. But soon we moved down to deck 10 into the enclosed pool area to get out of the wind. With the large windows, it was a great compromise. Still feeling connected to the outside, but a little more comfortable than being out on the open deck. From here, we could also see what was going on around the pool deck, which at least for this sailing was pretty low-key. But honestly, the main attraction was the scenery as we made our way out of port. Take a look at the waterfront real estate here. What a place to live. I would so love living here. After spending time on the starboard side on deck 10 during Sailaway, we made our way back to our portside cabin to get ready for dinner. Before heading out, we took a quick look from the balcony to see what we were passing on that side of the ship. That evening, we headed to the dining room for our first dinner on board, where we had a window table and were able to watch the sun begin to set as we enjoyed our meal. Just before dessert arrived, a quick glance out the window revealed that we were quickly approaching Tampa's Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Knowing that was something I didn't want to miss, I stepped away from the table to find a spot outside. I first made my way out to the promenade on deck 4, but eventually headed up to deck 11, and I am so glad I did. Sailing under the Skyway Bridge was an incredible experience. Tampa may not be the busiest cruise port in Florida, but it offers something truly unique, the experience of cruising under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. And for the record, I did make it back in time to finish my dessert and coffee. Although, to be honest, I can't even remember what I had that night. But that bridge experience, very memorable and absolutely worth it. After dinner, we decided to skip the comedian show in the main theater and instead spent a little time in the grand foyer listening to some live music. From there, we headed out for a walk along the promenade deck. It was such a beautiful night. Watching my parents walk hand in hand was priceless. It was one of those moments where you just have to stop and appreciate it. Of course, the excitement of the day had caught up with them, so we soon made our way back to our cabins. I was feeling it too. A mix of full embarkation day and the added responsibility of making sure everything went smoothly for them. Back in our cabin, I stepped out onto the balcony to wind down for the night. The moonlight reflecting off the water, another cruise ship off in the distance, and the city lights along the shoreline made for a really peaceful ending to the day. Standing there, I found myself thinking back over everything. How much fun it had been showing my parents the ropes, seeing their reactions, and getting to experience cruising through their eyes. I realized just how much I truly enjoy helping first-time cruisers experience something like this for the very first time. Thanks for watching. Until next time, God bless and safe travels.